Okay. Right, can we get seated, please? Okay. Can we get seated, please? The media team. Where are the media team? Okay. Welcome back, delegates, to the second part of the program after the short break. We had lunch. I know it wasn't much, or it wasn't enough.
Yeah, start late again.
But I want to assure you.
Let me share it.
Right, can we now have silence? Can we get seated and we move on, please? And can we listen to noise? Okay, I have okay, I want to make a couple of announcements first. We have among our mates our Nigerian brothers, Pascal, Tony, and yeah, three of us. Forgot the last name. They are with us, and shortly they'll be leaving. But the reason why I have taken time to make their presence known is because they have supported us a lot in this, and by no means in no small amount. And we want to say to them, thank you for your support and gratitude and generosity. And brothers and sisters, let's give them a round of applause. They will be leaving very soon, and once again, thank you. Okay, we know the food we had could have been more. Rest assured that the bigger catering is reserved for you. In that sense, I mean, from here, we will be leaving this place by 7, heading to Medimba Community Center, where we have held varieties of food been preserved for you, prepared by our virtuous ladies in Crawley. We're going to be having the dinner, a big dinner there, and 2 coaches will be coming here by 7. 2 executive coaches will be here by 7. They will drive us to that center. We will be there for also the entertainment and of course food and cocktail. After that, we'll be there till 11, or yes, till 11, because we need to leave there by 11 so that we can have 1 hour to clean the hall. But by that time, the coaches will also come back to the center to pick us up, and they will drop us at the train station here. So the train station, remember, is almost in the same compound with this hotel. When you're dropped off, you can come back here to your car park to come in and remove your car. Oh, sorry, I better rephrase that, because the car park may be only valid until 7 p.m. I must say that. The car park here will be valid, that code will be valid until 7 p.m. So if you come by car, if you're driving, we will give you the address of the community center. But those of you who are here, please join the coach, or you can leave your car somewhere in the town center and join the coach. Thank you very much. But rest assured, we have more food, more drinks awaiting for you at Medium Power Community Center. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you back to this Congress to continue with the rest of the program. We break off with presentation of the new website. Before that, we had some technical issues. Thank God we have managed to get that sorted out. So I will call on the Bakari. I'm going to leave the media team to continue with their presentation of the website. Thank you. Hello. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello? Good afternoon, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope everyone had your lunch. Before we went to the lunch, my computer said he was hungry. Have you had all eaten? Did you all enjoy the food? We have to say thank you to those cooks who have made this possible. I thank you very much on behalf of the media team to be here today to present to you the most awaited item of UDP, which is the asset of website, United Democratic Party website. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me before I move into that, I want to let you know that we have here present our United Democratic membership cards. Believe in me, for you and I to identify ourselves, each one has to have an ID card, and that is your identity, and that's the card you have to show to the community that you belong to a party. Without your membership card, you cannot claim that you are a member. We can all say we are a member, but to make a difference, we need to have these membership cards. Please, I urge everyone in this room here to purchase one, so that you can take ownership of the party, and you can be part of the party, you can belong to the party, and you can have your say. We therefore welcome everyone here to purchase one before you leave. I challenge all of you. I purchased mine, and I therefore challenge you to purchase one before you leave. This room is full of that. So please, Kemo Jallo is here with me. It should be within. So he's going to go around. If you need one, please get him to sign one for you. Thank you very much. And now the membership cards are sold at 25, but because you managed to come here, we're giving some discount. The executive team advised me that we should reduce them and give you a discount of £20. So it will be £20 now if you purchase it. Thank you very much. This will allow me to go into the launching of the website. As I tell you already, Gambia United Democratic Party is a party which has been in existence since 1996. We had a number of sites in the past, a Facebook page, a Twitter page, but this has not been followed through. Don't ask me why, we all know why. 22 years of tyranny made it impossible for us to present you a credible United Democratic website that is being awaited. Today we thank Allah that we are managed to make one for you. and later on we will know. This website, therefore, presentation is to give you what we have online. The outline of the website is to introduction, and we would like to give you the website itself, membership of the website. That's the membership cards for United Democratic Party, as I said. Campaign and fundraising. Ladies and gentlemen, without fundraising, we cannot go any further. We need to have funds to move our party forward. Part of this introduction is to tell you why and since how long United Democratic UDP has been in existence. As you can see, since 1996, it has been in existence with principles, basic principles that it is upholding. Those basic principles are equality, social justice, and compassion. This compassion cannot be challenged. Compassion to bring hope to the hopeless, and you can testify that. To give voice to the voiceless. In Gambia before, a lot of Gambians haven't got their voice. UDP is here to give voice to the voiceless. To defend the defenseless. A lot of Gambians have no chance at all. But UDP, under the leadership of lawyer Usedi Dabo, he has been defending people at no cost. History will show you that. And we say thank you, Mr. Dabo, for that. Based on this universal principle, UDP is now a popular party that is attracting the whole Gambians, internationally and nationally. With these guiding principles, our values and membership has increased since at the beginning of the coalition, day number 1. Up till now, the United Democratic Party membership has been growing, and therefore we give our hand to say, welcome to United Democratic Party. If you were not showing your hand during the struggle, we understand that. We are a party of inclusion, a party that welcomes everybody. We embrace everybody. If you are willing to join us, we say to you, welcome to United Democratic. It's never too late. What we need for this website for? I want to be very summarizing here. The reason why is to showcase our basic communication strategies. Our communication objectives to mobilize supporters. Many a time in diaspora, Gambia and elsewhere, it is very difficult to mobilize people. But with the website, we can bring this and make it easy and possible for you. From the public, to inform the public about the party's events and campaign. We have started at the moment. Now, after the coalition, there will be a lot of campaign events and around you, wherever you are in the world. We need to inform you, and the best way to inform you is through our website. Very easy on your bed. You can just type www.UnitedDemocratic Gambia, and then you will be able to see what is going on with you. It's to raise funds for the party. Operational costs are very expensive. You cannot do anything like leafleting. You cannot communicate to people without money. We need money, and that money is through your membership cards. We therefore encourage everyone to participate so that we can make this possible. The features of the website. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I have run from the home about us, United UDP platform. You have to get involved.
This is very important. We want everyone to get involved. Under this, you can find all the memberships and all the rest. And then contact us. If you need any query, you can contact us through this. So you can see it's not very difficult. We make it so easy, user-friendly, so that the basic information you need, you can find it here. Join us today, ladies and gentlemen. The United Democratic Party, as you can see, what we managed to do is to show you. When you join us, you'll have the chance to be with the leader. You'll have the chance to meet the executive. You'll have the chance to meet your colleagues and network and share your thoughts. That will take the party forward. Very nice. Can you see? This is a remembrance. When you get involved, you can see the people who, during the struggle, during the trial, people who went out and to show their solidarity. So therefore, there's no longer dictator in Gambia who can join us and then be part of this fun. It's full of fun. Not just all the time seriousness, but full of fun. This brings me to the membership I have been telling you. We cannot underestimate the membership, the power of membership. Every party relies on their members. UDP relies on you. The members of UDP, of the United Democratic Party, access to resolve within the party. You will get involved on different programs, campaigns, and events around you. You will have the chance to contribute your expertise to the development of the party policy, campaigning, organizing, and social events wherever you are in the world. There is no limit to what all of us can do. Do not underestimate what you can do. If you come out, we will make the party the next government to come. Membership cards, samples. This is the membership card sample. What we have done is to move from what we currently have, the paperwork, and go online. As you can see from here, those who have managed to buy one, this is the membership card. We are replacing this to the online version. The online version is very simple. We don't need to ask too many questions. All what we need is for you to go and complete the form. Your name, your surname, your phone number, your residency, for example, United Kingdom, you can say London. We also need your constituency if you are in somewhere. Tell us whether you want the membership card. Upload your membership card here. Sorry, your photo. Once you upload your photo, then you click send. Send button. Within 48 hours, the members of the campaign team, the media team, someone will contact you and complete your registration and send the card to you. And this is a sample. As you can see, solo sending, the solo sending, and as the number one. Each membership card has the number. If you have the number, it will be expired. This is US, EU, and Gambia. So once you apply, it will send information to us, whether you are in the UK, whether you are in Germany, anywhere in the world, we'll be able to know where to send your details to. So therefore, we owe everybody. If you go online, we didn't have chance to buy here, but even if you buy here, we will replace it with that one. So the same number will run. So therefore, don't say, well, I have this already, so I don't need to go there. You can go there, we will replace it because we have the unique number that we will be following. Therefore, pick your picture and your picture will appear on your membership card. It features fundraising and campaign. What we are saying to people, we are going to rely heavily on fundraising. Fundraising, fundraising, fundraising. I urge you to help us to make fundraising for the party. Without funds, we cannot move forward. And there's a lot. We know where we have come from. We have a long way to go. We cannot go there without funds. So we need your funds. Please join us and help us to make fundraising. We will make the fundraising very interesting because there will be some events. For instance, in Crawley, in US, if anything around you, we'll ask you to, if we don't know your membership cards or your details, we cannot inform you what is working around you. So therefore, have your numbers around, and then we can involve you at any time. The fundraising system is very simple. It will be trying to pull all everyone's your ability, what you can afford, will share, and your expertise area will then rely on you very much. So therefore, I encourage all of you to be participants in this. Social engagement. The website will also help us to carry on our social engagements. And that is the social engagements which are very important for UDP, because we always believe that this is a place where we can effectively interact with you and socialize and network. So therefore, it is important that we have this website around. With the hope of, we hope that this will contribute a lot in transforming our destiny. Volunteering. The website is also encouraging you to volunteer. Every member of you must volunteer. Either you are a member or not, we encourage you to volunteer. Ladies, especially the ladies, please, we encourage you to volunteer. Parties depends on your volunteering. United Democratic says, please come and join us, and we can volunteer so that we can make the political campaign organized successfully. I'll keep our momentum we have so far full over the years to come. We deliver a very deliver the message, the party's message to you at the grassroots level. If you volunteer, you have the expert support from our team. Boyd and the rest of the people will support you around and recognize who you are, what your expertise are, and we encourage you from there. For these reasons, we ask you to support our voluntary venture and come and join us. Volunteering is a key strategy for the UDP. Contact us, ladies and gentlemen. If you need help, you can either call us on any of the numbers, or you can in fact email us. Someone is there to help you. Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, the website is formally launched, and we say to you, please visit www.udpgambia.party. There should be UDP Gambia with a P, yeah? UDP Gambia, that's a typo there. UDP Gambia.party. Please formally go there and then you'll be able to. So if I take you quickly, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions and feedback, please, before you leave here, we'll ask you will ask you to do that because we value your questions and any feedback that you may have. We will try and contact. Yes.
Yes. Congratulations in setting up this website. For some historical reasons, UDP was the first party to have a website.
Thank you.
Well, having looked at this website, it doesn't tell me who the executive members are of the party.
I'm coming to that.
It doesn't tell me what the constitution, which constitution we're using in the party. It doesn't tell me our manifesto for 2020 or 2021, which one you want to call it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hear what you said. It's my landed friend in the struggle. I respect that and I expect this to happen. The answer is yes, we do have. And this is what I'm going to show you the next. Thank you. So these are questions that we are saying if you have any questions. But since Mr. It as well has asked that, so we'll jump into that now. Right, obviously, this is the live version of UDP Gambia.
1 second. Can we have volunteers, please, to help the ladies outside? Any volunteers? Or we need 2 volunteers to go with Fat Channel outside, please. They need hand in doing something. Thank you. 2 volunteers, thank you.
Right, thank you. Like I said, this is live now, and it's on the home page. So this is UDP at the moment. These are the links. You can go to leadership, history, and that's the leadership part. I wouldn't bore you by going through everything. I'm sure you would be able to have time and to go through these things. But these are all examples to show you where the history is about, how UDP came about. We also give you an example of our parliament, UDP representations at parliament. These things are, bear in mind, these are work in progress. Some of these things are there, they will be changing soon. This is why we need volunteers, because this requires a full-time job. You want to be spending a lot of time on this. So please bear with us, but to give you basic information and overview of what we have. We also have UDP diaspora. We talked about UDP diaspora, and this is where you belong to. We have the platform as well. And Mr. Goswell, this is the manifesto. This manifesto is also work in progress, and it will be amended, but this is what has been on the available at the moment, and it's a live one. If you go down to the page, everything that you require, it's there. It tells you where the introduction, right down to economy and the rest. So please, these are linkable ones. To give you an example, if you want to click on here, you should be able to click on there, and that would give you the exact figure. And it will tell you. The linking the navigation is very easy. We believe it's user friendly, but that doesn't say we wouldn't get any feedback from you. If you have anything and you want to volunteer anything, we're happy to listen to you. And the most important thing is to join those. But we want you to join those, and I will take you to the membership area. Like I said to you, if you come here, you can click on here, and then you can also download your photo here if you have them on your smartphone also. So I encourage everyone, please, let's join the party. Let's be proud of the party that we belong to. If I go around and say, well, which party do I belong to, UDP, and I cannot produce anything, obviously, that is not good enough. So I encourage everybody, especially the ladies, please join us. Therefore, I take this opportunity on behalf of the media team who are unable to be here today, because we have some people on Solomon Island from America who are not able to come here today, but we are with them here to say thank you very much, and I hope you'll enjoy this one. Finally, before I go, we have a shop as well. This shop is also very, very important. T-shirts. We believe that because constitutionally there's no constitutional requirement for parties to be sponsored by the government, we need to be creative and find a way to raise funds for the party. And one way of doing this is through the membership card and also the T-shirts and some of the stuff. In a couple of months to come, this will be full of items. So we are very grateful for the designers. On this note, I want to introduce Mr. Sedley, who has some T-shirts here for sale, and all the proceeds will go to the party. So if you need a T-shirt, which is a UDP T-shirt, it's available on sale. So I encourage you to purchase one. On the members of the media team, Modlamin Sawane is in Solomon Island. He said, let me say thank you to all of you. Dr. Balasao is in the USA. Lamin Ture is in the USA. Buba Jawara, Mustafa Jawara, and myself. So we say to you, thank you very much. And we appreciate your support. And I'm here with Bakiba to support me. Thank you very much. We welcome all of you here. We hope you enjoyed it. And it was, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bakare, for that wonderful presentation. What we have seen here is the product of a great piece. But behind that were tireless efforts, perhaps sleepless nights. We've just seen the end product of dedicated teamwork, all done selflessly, without paying, without expecting a penny for what they did. They did so out of the love they have for the Gambia, out of the love they have for this great party. That brings me back to the fact that UDP has attracted and is continuing to attract people with great minds. And we say we're so blessed that these people, with all that knowledge, but the selflessness and sacrifice that the leadership has demonstrated all the time, is inspiring all of us. And I say, thank you for that wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Right. For those who have given me 25 for their membership cards, please come and see me here and I will be able to refund your card. Unless you want to give it. You're supposed to refund them unless they say, please take it.
Yeah. Right. Next on the agenda is UDP has attracted new members. These members are so many, and left to us alone, we would invite each and every one of them to come and tell you why they have decided. We know, but at least it's from the horse's mouth, because they have seen that this party is a progressive party, and this party is full of forward-looking people, and party that is based on the truth. Sekou Sedile will be coming to put all that together. He has been doing it because he has been on the UDP Generation Talk Show, sacrificing his time and sacrificing his resources to make sure that UDP is heard and is heard well. In his specialty, he's doing a good job. We think it is more befitting to get Sekou to represent those people, because Sekou decided to join this party after a lot of assessment. He did his homework, but also we spoke myself on him on many times, and Sekou been so conscientious and very thoughtful, and I knew this is gonna come. So Sekou, thank you very much for coming, and we will welcome Sekou. And thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Konade. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. First and foremost, all praise to the Almighty God, Almighty Allah, in whose infinite mercy that we all gathered here today to witness this momentous historic occasion in West Sussex, in the little town of just over 100,000 people, Crawley. It was exactly on the 9th of January, this town called Crawley marked 70 years. So it is relatively a new town in southeast of England. For those of you who live in the United Kingdom, will know that southern and southeast is one of the best places to live in England. According to the recent survey, I'm bringing facts, not fiction. According to the recent survey, this is among the top 10 best places in the United Kingdom. So that shows you that the United Democratic Party made the right choice to choose Crawley as the first UDP charter founder. And I would say to the people of Crawley, you should be proud of yourselves for hosting the biggest party, the most benevolent party, the party that really fought hard for the Gambia, and that is the United Democratic Party. Having thanked the Almighty God, I would like to pay respect to the members of the High Table. Mafode Cham, who is the chairman of the German Austrian chapter, we thank you so much for coming here. The next man that I would like to acknowledge is no stranger to any of us here. Bamba setting Mass. He has been in the forefront of this liberation struggle. Him and I had our moments in the struggle. But thankfully, today, we are all on the same page. I would like to acknowledge our guest, Simon, from the Global Election Services. Thank you for coming. We value your presence. I want to acknowledge Moj Saidi Khan, who is the interim leader of the Diaspora Committee of the UDP. Most of you will not know him, but he is the man fighting the shots at the level of the diaspora. Thank you so much for coming from the United States. We value your presence here, sir. And lastly, but not by any means the least, on the High Table, soon to the pay. Thank you so much. Well, Lamin has already introduced this before, but I felt that as a new member of the United Democratic Party, I wouldn't do justice without acknowledging the members of the High Table. Having thanked the members of the High Table, I would like to thank my parents. I would like to thank them most sincerely. Because in life, we cannot obtain success without the blessing of our parents. It is through their prayers that we would like to see daylight and see good coming our way after God Almighty. Having said that, I would like to thank my wife. I would like to thank my wife, Hadi Ture, who is always anonymous. Most people don't know her. But without her, I couldn't be involved in politics. I couldn't be involved in the day-to-day activities of the political party. My lovely wife, I want to say thank you. I will acknowledge that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank the leadership of the United Democratic Party. Lawyer Hussein Odabo. As he has said, the president of the United Democratic Party, and by force, most people know. The entire executive of the United Democratic Party. Well, it hurts so much that we don't have Lawyer Hussein Odabo in our midst today. We were looking so much to see the great man in our midst today. But being a man who is putting the national interest first, before party interest, you will hear from him later why he could not be at this meeting. I'm not going to tell you that now. Well, I've been given a topic about why I joined United Democratic Party. I joined United Democratic Party on the 19th of July, 2017. Well, I felt that I've been in the party for 10 years already. And when I decided to join United Democratic Party, most of people were surprised when I went to announce it on Facebook Live. Well, I wanted to be innovative. I wanted to start something new. And I did it. Because I didn't just want to go through the back door and announce myself as a member. Why? Why should I hide which party I belong to? It is my civic duty, it's my civic right as a Gambian. With the restoration of democracy in our country after the December 1st elections, with also in the leadership of His Excellency Adama Barrow, Gambia has entered a new chapter. We have entered a new chapter in our history, where we have turned our back towards dictatorship. It was 22 years of ugly past our country, where a lot of lives lost. Our parents, our brothers and sisters, our aunties, our uncles lost their lives because of the tyrannical nature of one man that I don't like to name. I wouldn't do justice to this program if I mentioned his name. But I think we all know who it is. There's somewhere in Equatorial Guinea. I think one day, all what we want is justice for the victims, and that is coming to the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission. Inshallah, that will happen. Again, apart from justice, we want all our money back from Jammeh. Yes. We want the ill-gotten money that we stole. Him and the likes of Amadou Samba, Mohamed Bassi, the people I call with soil, accent of Togo. They got our country. We want that money back, and inshallah, with the hard work of the Commission of Inquiry, the Surahata Jani Commission of Inquiry, the likes of Ami Bensouda, the lady that people are trying to throw our name under the mud because of selfish interest of some of the people that they support, but that will not happen in this day and age in the Gambia. Now, I joined the Democratic Party. I'm going to give you the reasons. I already gave the reasons when I did a Facebook Live on that day of July 19th, but I'm going to expand on it. What is a political party? We ask ourselves that question. What is a political party? We all talk about political party, but what is the meaning of a political party? Political party is a group of people who come together with the aim to govern a country. That's the simplest definition of a political party. They try to bring up policies and programs together to govern the people through the democratic process. United Democratic Party was formed in 1996. We heard from Mr. Goswell, who has given us history that I learned today. Thank you so much, Mr. Goswell. Look, we want to be in democracy. There is no party democratic than United Democratic Party in the Gambia. It is not PDIS who call themselves the intellectual cream. They are not as democratic as the United Democratic Party. In my judgment, I'm speaking for myself. Not GDC. I joined UDP because of the democratic culture in the party. I have been in the grapevines. I sat on the fence. I call myself an independent. I was watching. I was looking. I had, in the past, been very critical of United Democratic Party when I used to host the civic education show on Freedom Radio. Well, but after careful assessment, I have seen Lawyer Ousainou Darboe, the leader of the United Democratic Party, come under heavy scrutiny from United Democratic Party supporters. He's been criticized even by members in an objective way. And he has never actually come in a public forum to say this particular person should apologize or should be removed from the party. That shows the democratic nature of the civil party. Look, when people want to be arrogant, this man chooses to be composed. He has received bullets from some of the political leadership in the Gambia, and never a moment we have seen him fire back. Look, primarily I joined United Democratic Party because of the democratic nature. But again, the other reason is because of the diversity of the party. United Democratic Party, if you look at the history of United Democratic Party, it's an it's togetherness of people from National Convention Party, PPP, GPP, when Yahya Jammeh put a decree which banned those political parties. And the people came together to form United Democratic Party. So look, how can anybody say that this is a Mandingo party? When you have the people in PPP, NCP, GPP, who came together to form this party. So diversity is key for me. Look, another significant reason why I joined the Democratic Party, I ran through the political party manifestos of all these parties in my quiet moments. As an economist myself, there is a section in the United Democratic Party manifesto which attracted me most. And that is the economic policy of the United Democratic Party. If you visit the website that Mr. Singati actually launched today, you will see it yourselves. I have heard from critics in the past say they don't have a policy. UDP doesn't have anything. But that's all false information. It is all gimmicks that they try to play with us. When you look at the economic policy of the United Democratic Party, you will realize that Lyosino Dabo actually repeated this when he appeared on the Care Party show. Most of you would have heard him. He said, if he actually got elected, or this government, what they want to do is encourage small, medium-scale business enterprises in the Gambia. That is the core of our economy. Gambia cannot progress without us helping the small and medium-scale business enterprises. And this is in the core values of United Democratic Party's party manifesto. I was one time in Taiwan. I studied in Taiwan. I did my diploma policy in Taiwan. When I studied in Taiwan, I studied the Taiwanese model. How Taiwan got to the level that they are in today. Excuse me. I hope, Lamine, I'm not going to run out of my time. Taiwan developed the economy through basic computer chips. Those of you who may have studied, they don't have oil. The economy progressed through the development of computer chips. And they help, if you visit Taiwan, you will see where they have 7-Eleven shops. They're all over the place. These are the small businesses that the Taiwanese people empowered. And Taiwan, at the point, became number 2 in terms of the world reserves. Taiwan had more reserves than United Kingdom. Taiwan, at the point, had more reserves than United States. So that's how the country became powerful. So, if you look at the economic policy of United Democratic Party, it is empowering the people. This actually attracted me most to the party, apart from the democratic culture and the issue of diversity. Well, thank you to those people who actually joined the Democratic Party when I announced my membership. I want to thank you, all of you, and I want to encourage you. Like Mr. Sinade said, we all have to get our party members, because it's not only good to say you're a member of the party when you cannot have a party membership. Let's all have our party membership cards. But, ladies and gentlemen, United Democratic Party is also the party that fought hardest in the country. I was an anchor on my radio, and I know all the history. In April 2016, when the late Solo Sandeng actually marched to Westfield, and he got brutally murdered by the agent of the man that I don't want to name. And then 2 days later, a couple of days later, we had our political party leader came out. Look at we also the videos. That's sort of discipline in the United Democratic Party. When they marched, the man was law-abiding, and he told his supporters he didn't want anybody to break the law. Look, if you are looking for leadership, if you are looking at a political party, you look at the leadership of the person. When Hussein Dabo was in prison, he didn't want to violate the laws of the prison, even when Adama Barrow got elected. He told his inmates that they had to respect the laws of the Milton prison. So if that man gets elected as president of the Gambia tomorrow, or even if he's going to be part of any government of the UDP government, we will be a sort of proper governance, good governance and democracy in our country. So, to the Gambian people who will be watching this video, those of you in the diaspora, and those of you at home, the party to join is the UDP. Well, today people are complaining, but it's time to work. And the struggle for me is over. It's over, it's over, it's over. It's time to work now. We cannot continue to struggle for the rest of our lives. We have a nation to build, a nation that actually suffered for 22 years. Our people deserve something better now. And you know what? When you join the Democratic Party, the sense of feeling, the emblem of the United Democratic Party is handshake. People shake hands. One, touch all, right?
Yes.
We hear that all the time. We look at each other's back. So, if you are looking for a political party to choose and you are still not decided, I will tell you to join UDP. It's too nonsensical for anybody to brand this as a Mandingo party. It is not. We've heard from Aminataba. And I will not finish my speech. I'm not supposed to do vote of thanks anyway. But I want to thank all those people who actually supported this process. The members of the fundraising committee. I cannot name you all, but you know yourselves. I want to thank the organizing committee. I want to thank our sister organizations from Germany, Austria. I want to thank everybody who donated, whether you are in the United States, Asia, Africa, Europe, for every single donation that's been given to us to make this event successful. I want to thank you all. We will be seeing more people join the United Democratic Party. We are seeing registration of new political parties. But we shouldn't worry about that. A real UDP supporter will not move an inch to go anywhere. So if the new registration of new parties is going to affect anyone, it's going to be the weak ones. They're the ones that are going to be blown away. We are not going to be blown away. But I thank God that I made the right choice on the 19th of July. And prior to the 19th of July, I did make an announcement that when President Barrow got sworn in Dakar on the 19th of January, I was going to join a political party. My good brother, I cannot finish this speech without thanking him, Mr. Konade. He's been on my back. Come to UDP, come to UDP. Finally, he won me over. Really, I realized that he actually gave me worthy advice. Because I couldn't contemplate to be in the other parties. I don't want to name them. I'm not going to mention them, but I couldn't contemplate to be a part of them. But look, we should show respect to all the political parties in the Gambia. We should show respect to all the leadership of all the political parties in the Gambia. I want to encourage the UDP members. I don't want to quote Michelle Obama, when they go low, we should go high. But I want to say something. Let's emulate our political party leader. When they go arrogant, we should go composed, right? Let's be level-headed. Let's not lose our heads at any moment in time. Each of these political parties have got people behind them. They are leaders. Politics should be, I was talking to somebody, I think it was, I don't know whether it was Baba Mas or Mboj Sedikan during the break. I said, politics should be fun. We shouldn't insult one another. We shouldn't stereotype one another. We can have our partners supporting one political party. We are part of another political party, and we should still have harmonious relationship at home. But what is happening now in our political discourse, for some people, is too ugly. So I want to use this event today to appeal to the United Democratic Party supporters. Let's set high standards for our political party. Because when our political party leader, Mr. Davo, sets high standards, we will fail him if we follow to fail high standards. Within his colleagues, he has set a very high standard. He has been, a lot of tough words have been said to him. Like I said, and he doesn't respond. Well, you think he doesn't have the intelligence and the intellect to respond? Of course he does. But he is quite level-headed. So I want to conclude my speech to say, the people of Crawley, we want to thank the leadership of the UDP, particularly those in the United Kingdom, for giving us the honor to host this congress here. Look, this congress could have been in Manchester. It could have been in Birmingham. Those are the bigger cities. But you chose to do it here because of the respect you accorded myself and all the people in Crawley. So we want to say that we will not fail you. For me, I'm a member of the UDP Generation Talk Show. And some people ask me, they wonder how I do it on a daily basis. Because we have to continue the advocacy. And I want to use this moment to thank all the members of the UDP Generation Talk Show. One of them is present here today, that's Sister Jarai. Jarai Sana has always been on that program on the daily basis. I want to thank her. And all the members of the UDP Generation Talk Show. We will continue doing great things for that body. And I want to thank the members of the media team for launching the website. UDP is coming up with great things. There's a lot of work happening behind the scenes. And inshallah, when those things mature, you will all be proud of what we're doing behind the scenes. On that note, I want to thank everybody, the people who came from abroad, the people who came from far distances in the UK. I will say thank you, thank you, thank you. Later on, we will have our dinner. I'm just worried about the Sisekundas. When we go to the Meribau Hall, and we have so many Sisekundas here today, I am just worried about them. But don't worry, you'll have plenty of food for yourselves. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's what you get when you have a media personnel in front of you. You can go on and on. But thank you, Sebu, for that brilliant speech. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Sebu has done a justice to himself. And also, Sebu, you have shown how consensus you are, as always. He has given so many reasons why he has decided to join UDP. This should be pride to all of us. When it comes to the economy, they know how to do that. All this is because they have strong desire to meet the aspirations, to meet the wishes and aspirations of Gambian citizens. That is why every policy is people focused. All their party policies, manifestos, all in line to give people what they deserve, to give the best people deserve. So Sebu has synopsis of all that today, and we say thank you, Sebu. Next on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen, is the UDP. Okay, reflection on the Gambia's 31st election and lesson for Africa. That will be delivered by Simon Wellington. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. It's a real great honour and a privilege to be invited by the members of the organising committee to speak with you today. It is quite humbling that you would invite outsiders to come and talk to you about what happened in December and January and February last year, and what I think of it and how I think it has affected Africa and the world. I'm going to explain very briefly about who I am and how come I'm standing before you today, because it's a bit of a weird story. I'm going to talk a little bit about the election and what I think it means, and then what I think the future holds for the UDP and Gambia. Now, my name is Simon Waddington, and I run a company called Global Election Services. And I've got a very good friend who is also called Simon, who is Gambian, and maybe every 4 or 5 weeks we get together and have a drink, talk, and he's very interested in politics, has always been active, and because I'm interested in politics, we would always talk about Gambia. He would talk about Jammeh, talk about what a monster the dictator was, and over the course of years, sort of browbeated me into getting in touch with the UDP and trying to help for free, my lad, much to the annoyance of my business partners who keep reminding me that I'm not an NGO. But so, and I think this was about 2005, late 2005. I got in touch with the UDP media team and sort of volunteered my services. And what we tried to do was get the International Criminal Court to indict Yahya Jammeh for crimes against humanity. Now, whilst that was not successful in itself, it did generate a lot of media interest, and it gave journalists in the wider world a document which they could refer back to. So people could talk about the most brutal dictator you've never heard of. And in American publications like Foreign Policy, or European publications focused on Africa, like the Africa Report, it really focused minds on Gambia and just what an awful human being that man was. My experience of the December election was mainly through WhatsApp. And my friend Simon, he kept WhatsApping me what's going on, and the amazement, the ecstatic nature of election night when the UDP won. And the next day, the angry phone call from him when Jammeh and all the people and I mean, he was blue in the face. He was furious. You know. Now there might not have been much I could have done, but I thought I have to dedicate all my time to however long it takes to sort of keep this publicized. And so I was briefing any interested journalist who might want to talk to a Gambian politician or a Gambian activist, getting them in touch with people in Senegal or Gambia to arrange interviews, and taking some people who are here today to visit the UK Parliament to talk to British politicians that in case of bloodshed, what can you do to help protect and intervene if necessary? And thank God, when the crisis came to a head, Jammeh just snuck out the country with his tail between his legs. After that, like many people in this room, I suspect, I decided to buy a plane ticket and fly to Gambia just to go and see the country and meet some people who I've been emailing with and talking with, and put faces to names and that kind of thing. And I finally got to meet a man called Mr. Darbo, who over the past 2 years I have come to appreciate as a man who is the intellectual equivalent of Buhari Nkrumah or Jomo Kenyatta, one of the great. My time in Gambia, I mean, it is a beautiful country, as you all know. You are generous and welcoming people, and it was a fantastic week. I went to the stadium to see history be made, and hopefully very soon I want to take my wife and my young child to go see the final first. So, my reflections on what this means. What does this mean for Gambia? What does it mean for Africa? What does it mean for When I first got in touch in 2001, I never believed Jammeh would be removed. I mean, he was quite a young man. He was a brutal dictator. I thought it would be a perpetual dictatorship for many years to come. And maybe as an outsider, I can say this. Well done. Well done to all of you. I mean, you, the activists here in the diaspora, the activists back in Gambia, the prisoners, the fallen, the martyrs, your struggle is magnificent, truly magnificent. And the whole international community owes you a debt of gratitude. You have, the UDP leadership have shown themselves to be the equals of George Washington or Charles de Gaulle. Fighting for freedom for their people against the odds. And I don't think you should ever let history downplay this struggle. There's a war memorial where I live, near where I live. And inscribed on it, it says, at the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember you. And this is what you need to do for the fallen. You need to hold them in your hearts. You need to tell your children, and you need to tell your grandchildren. It is part of your history, part of the world's history. Since the millennium, Africa has clearly been at a bit of a crossroads. There is a generational shift which has taken place, and the acceptable standards of government which were there for 50, 60 years since the independence struggles is no longer acceptable. A young politically interested person in Gambia today will be reading the New York Times, checking CNN, things like that. The access to information, they will know the political ups and downs in South Africa or Kenya. This means Gambian politicians need to operate at a higher level than they once did. They need to operate on a global stage. Now, I want to take 3 examples from the continent, which not Gambia, to show how much things have changed. The Kenyan High Court decision to overturn the election, the Nigerian anti-corruption drive, and Zimbabwe's removal of Bob Mugabe. If you cast your mind back 23 years, when Jammeh came to power, and you look at these 3 countries, each of one of those events would be unimaginable. The Kenyan High Court would have not said Daniel Awomoy is not a valid president. Even the most favourable friend of Nigeria would not say the Nigerian civil servants is free of corruption. And it certainly looked like in the early 90s that Bob Mugabe's rule of Zimbabwe was unquestioned and absolute. And frankly, he was still massively popular despite 30,000 dead in Mapimitiland. So Gambia fits into this pattern of democracy and freedom, which has been evident in sub-Saharan Africa in the 21st century. But Gambia is different from these 3 examples because it was from the people upwards rather than from the top downwards. In the High Court in Kenya, it was High Court judges. In Nigeria, it was the president. In Zimbabwe, it was the generals. In Gambia, it was the people. And I don't believe ECOWAS would have stepped up and intervened if there hadn't been such a resounding voice of the people as demonstrated in the election. So what do I see for the next few years in Gambia, for the UDP? Traditionally, transitioning from an opposition party to a ruling party is very difficult. Many parties struggle with it all around the world. My party here in the UK struggled with it, and it's all about messaging, how you communicate with people. And I check the Gambian news. I read the Gambian news websites, and one persistent story I keep reading is about ministerial visits, having bloated delegations to go to New York, the per diems which are being paid. And I want to sort of warn the UDP that this isn't a problem with the free press. This is a problem with how you communicate with the free press. You have to explain yourselves very clearly. The reason you have a large delegation going to New York to speak to the United Nations is because you are building connections with other countries, building connections which allow investment to come back in. When these ministers fly off to Singapore, to Paris, to London, they're doing their job in the same way that when you get into your car in the morning and it's freezing cold, or you're standing on a train platform and it's raining, you're doing that because you need to bring money home. And that's what these ministers are doing, and that's what their delegations are doing. They are building networks to bring jobs back to Gambia. As important as this is the building of communities. The work that the Commission and the government is doing, healing the divisions of the dictatorship. It created artificial divisions in societies, creating tribal violence and recrimination. So building these communities. And perhaps most importantly, and the one which the future generations will look back at this time and thank you for, is the building of the country, building the nation, making sure that primary schools are connected to the internet, making sure hospitals are connected to the electricity grid. By building the right foundations, the UDP can let Gambian people build their lives, build their businesses, and build their future. So what I want to see from the UDP over the next few years, building, building, building.
Thank you very much, Simon. What I think for that insightful speech. Also, we have got the background of all this, that unforgettable struggle, but a moment that we reach at a crossroad, thanks to people, thanks to the determination of Gambians, and also well-wishers of Gambians. We are here today. Once again, thank you. Next on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen, I'm appealing to Crawley. Those of you in Crawley and you have cars, we need volunteers. If you can go there and meet Bob Diva or Farsanya, we need volunteers to go to the other hall, perhaps to get things sorted out there before we leave. Next on the agenda, we have video messages from our party leader. Please, all of you get seated. There's an important message. He wished he could be here, but because of unforeseen circumstances, and obviously you will hear a lot as to why he has not been able to give it to us today. Thank you very much.
Victory, Jalen United Democratic Party, United
Right. I'm going to give the mic to Mame to give a few words.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bafola manika kaola osruwa kana for the benefit of the Gambian community. Follow bafola liye ala baraka. Junglena jaajefel dilen wax ne jarajen jef sente wayi rafet nañ. Bandirabe pulbe mi salmine ji beji fof minen kala nimo yetede andon fow e yetede yalla. Thank you so much. We've been blessed to be here today. Mbediamo dabutala menna follow. Mba fola liye. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Mbe dua follow tambendila. Benni kitani follow la sababoti anim meni UDP londi jam. Janninga tawo tombali amarla kukilindela. Kila sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ako hubbul watan min al iman. Kila banko kanu akabe afrin lamani aleka. Ka banko kanu amanke infrastructural development. Ka fombita high sky building la lora Gambia. Ramfambulo ni temkumla sabato Gambia kono wala bu. Momo e do ko ke karola wala Gambia kanu. Yasser Arfa Pielo ya nominate Lumenka ke la presidente. À la fausse speaker et même fa la banco moliako. La démocratie biduni mu'tabiratu sabiya. Al-ardu aw al-watan laysa mamlukan li ahad. À la fausse speaker na ala tendo ay mina fa la banco moli. Na somara sale manika kala. Ako démocratie buka sabati banco kan nin transform blo man soto civilian al banco kan. Demokrasi bukan sabati banko kan nim banko funding kelu mela nyanto soto al fenali en tombo to ngake pielo li dati ako barimbe kuma folo men folali al watan aw al ard laysa mamlukan li ahadi banko waran sate waran tundo man saklinda man se abuka kijinoje abada ako nyofu karamale alien selek nimmantra dunia betrala nakirale UDP kunu nalbe bitino kala bala fatole kamitino ke I and some people are part and parcel of the case lumen UDP musenu dabona ta jalu follow kamitino ke kullo le kon the first members of Bakari singate akalamuta ibe dila wato me follow ma hantam de mom wanna as non-landed friends dol alia fo janyami Pampudo ko manke nyenti ko ka fombe ko le kala naji fo ko be mo be te position no sodo nola man sa dum te nyim mo be employee nola diaspora alia kata bak para lakato keta ko do la karole nali ko do ki Gambia karte man fay hadbi ya jambe be tarba jele woto alkana nyim dira ko atelle mu ko banan bodis bi aliyo men fo le kala man sakunda hadilo muso men kaylo ko malum men ya nominate akina president ila alfa le match o bay to dictate nola ita fem fo nola ya nyanta men kenal man sakunda e kullo le soto banko e kullo le soto muso nin ke kullo le soto suto alka men tamandi parnalu wultal bo ko kacha su ko non kolye Oto masa kundala kullo wo manyam fana la online Kofmani product conduct le soto Fali amere sita fana sita foto kamba Ali nyanta ala tempula bak Ala ko fadzakir fa inna zikra tafaul mu'minina ali alala nemo jayi ni wokital be dunna nafa konole lunnu tambita Gambia konola ko UDP be kala piteng aldodo mawmira hani dai hade support of UDP mawle be nin ka fo konole tel be bo konole kabrin ko ena fokato ni UDP ayaide tolu men ay adama baro e kaya wi adama baro UDP al alatentu bankola president abotamento UDP party
a'udhu billahi minash
so nda alfaba fele abina diamo damutala mbe diamo men dilalla to karenga lutani wa alaykum bil jamaa fa inna ma yakulu jibu min al khanam al qasiya kila lakum wal akali kafu jamaa nali man kafu jamaa albe kidela ako saji kore ni silo mu be bitala saji ol men be kafri nyoma ko fluo ko haji atakla bari saji ol men fraf kadra ko fluo ko le buta nali fraf da UDP la alde futala al nyanda futala dami me yepi di soto men nakara danta 1 2 3 membe sefia nyininna albe tamkili bari ni memmandu UDP next 100% UDP man sakunda memba kan na ite wot mali asotola aldo para bete keno la ministre de wodo ning ala opération di men ngalo ko Allah taala le adiana bari o kane register ka fo kon de patio support la mbe yamari kilinde dilalla television tubabu tu ni e kum soto e man television o soto jeyte bu casino ila bu ko no way mani boto fanam be o nyalente la Gambia ni e ko dalo mani boto man du nyaade ko le tubabu television o e kum soto jan television o man du jey tigli wonte dalo bu ko woto patio bu ka sabati ci fokoma patio ne bijande mobe la fans la Facebook live be komital na kana UDP bari alinga nyoni ni ka jumala komita ka UDP members mo la korda ko la carte ke sole beje to kare ngana ke support ati UDP support me ya lon ko babal support am be kala woleti carte ke sole kumayata Gambia is one people, one family, one nation. Jembe dia bukan dengan alkali yang manjini Gambia tu kami dinda. Paling nak karte keso is more than 1 million. So tumbafulali ala baraka. Mbe kumo dan najam. Yamar fulanjam mbe bendilan na patio nyato kolla. Yamar fulanjam mbe bendila banko masa kundala. Yamar fulanjam mbe bendila bendi be banko executive nyato. Yamar fulanjam mbe bendila bendi yaron ko from permanent secretary to the director's level. Momo ni aje tafuta do blado to dole sacrifice te. Ali kana karan konte bihe ile soto momme buat mano tale tutana. Ye momo de Gambia ibe do pole karan tay fama me da karam bojono. Lonji men kadite na kala transu min non ko transu sabakala sikili korda bele contribute tay manchali somo soto ya ditele dote karaye korda ma ko. Ifama e dindu membro kada konton dandala kasino ka ka fali ka muto kai yete puspuri ka karane kale ka foka ikole korda ma ko. Parinde PhD le soto nde BA le soto nde BSc le soto mole sacrifice ta danga secondary school ayete pusi fana blado ni kata minister di kulum ifimire ni jumal classmates ni kata minister di simira ini jumal le ku ke janni ke minister so kolu sono le mu wala mu ka kolu sone andi na kolu sone andi le be kata kilintu bari jama nali dunia la filosofi jude jama buka kafu demanding mare demanding le ka kafu jama woto jama be UDP le bul kabla lo kadu pare nali kata kilinti alla jama tanya nali man ke kilinti na jama tala nya ala ko ngalike wa za'alnakum su'uban wa qaba'ila lita'arafu ngalike mandin koti ngalike surwati ngalike fuloti ngalike akwoti pour ali alfai identify yamoy so ñine bije ala baraka bake ba fura president no ko ba konton na balbe konton na ali ngadenga alfa kiyota fo ala si UDP tañato bismillahir rahmanir rahim allahumma salli ala Allahumma salli wa sallim ala sayyidina wa nabiyyina wa mawlana
Thank you very much, Parliament Tatum, for that brilliant speech. Okay, first of all, apologies that we were having technical issues to load that up. Now it's all ready to go. Let's hear from our party leader. Thank you.
Good afternoon, leaders and members of the UK chapter of the United Democratic Party, UDP, party supporters, well-wishers, sympathizers, ladies and gentlemen. Let me commence by thanking you for inviting me to the launch of the UK chapter of the United Democratic Party, UDP, and at the same time, extend my profound apologies for not being able to be physically present at this noble event. This is due to my hectic schedule as minister, which, as you will understand, requires that I put the country first and before the party. I have just returned to the Gambia from attending a meeting on trade, security, and good governance in Washington, D.C., USA, at the invitation of the U.S. Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson. I also attended side meetings with the Department of Homeland Security and the State Department. In the coming days, I will be traveling to another important meeting in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, to attend the 5th European Union African Union Summit. The least I could do, therefore, was to record this video to convey to you not only my happiness, but the respect and pride in having such dynamic people like you working for the success of the Gambia through the UDP.
Go.
Let me assure you that as soon as I get
can you
to
check
visit
the webcam? Can you check the webcam now?
I will meet with you. I convey to you
greetings
from the leadership and membership of the UDP in the Gambia.
The webcam
on their behalf and on these we recognize the contribution which information of this chapter.
Original video WhatsApp.
I know that the leadership and organizers of this new chapter
the original video of Lawyer Dabo on your WhatsApp.
Have committed their time and resources to get to this.
Maybe they will download your stream all of a sudden.
And we all salute the wholeheartedly. May I also recognize those who do not belong to the UDP and extend an invitation to them to join the party. This party, the largest in the Gambia.
Okay, all right, no problem.
The UDP also has the most effective political party structure and infrastructure in the Gambia, with 31 sitting National Assembly members in a 58 legislature comprising 53 elected members and 5 nominated members. Colleagues of the UDP and well-wishers, we are called United Democratic Party, UDP, because we believe that whatever we do as a party, we must be united to pursue common values and objectives as a unit. We are also called United Democratic Party, UDP, because in all we do, we must not only be heard, but must always be seen to put a premium on protecting democratic values. Let me state categorically that UDP is an all-inclusive party and not a tribally based one developed on ethnic lines as our detractors want people to believe. Our party is a democratic one that is full representatives spanning across all ethnic lines in the Gambia, with our leadership and executive structures collective and reflective of this. From 1996 to 2011, The UDP has consistently fought all elections as a united party with the electoral process, among others. As a party united by its values and ideals. As we approach the local government elections scheduled for 12 April 2018, we must demonstrate and promote the culture of unity, display, hard work, and application that have the characteristics and the hallmark of our party. Together with the rest of the leadership of the UDP, now unwavering commitment as leader, as party leader, is to preside over a focused and united party, poised to lead a nation that is united, a nation where there is no room for parochialism, regionalism, or tribalism. As a newly formed chapter, for unfounded statements that will bring the UDP into disorder. Do not get involved in political mudslinging and ensure at all times that decisions taken by the chapter are based on democratic and transparent principles. Colleagues of the UDP and well-wishers, the UDP that has been built over the years is open to every Gambian as well as non-Gambian supporters and well-wishers. In the new Gambian, the political space has opened up and it will become more competitive moving forward with times. As a new chapter, I urge you to engage and go on an aggressive membership recruitment drive, growing and enlarging your chapter, thereby ensuring it actively engages politically. One important piece of advice I would like to again highlight and convey to you all is that it is imperative that as a party, we are well organized and disciplined. This must be underpinned by all of us upholding democratic values of the United Party. We must not allow extreme negative militancy and overzealousness, unmeasured language and action stand in the way of promoting the virtues of the United Democratic Party. Therefore, we expect that those who truly respect and belong to the UDP will be mindful of how they communicate, especially through the social media. Our rule of thumb is that we ensure that all our communications, no matter what platform we use, is driven and guided by caution, sensitivity, and modern language, which is factual, relevant, and active across. The leadership of the UDP will not allow negatives and undemocratic language actions to undermine its credibility. This is not the type of image or branding UDP wants. Let me make it very, very clear that UDP leadership does not and will not tolerate or support anyone or group within the party that attempt to bring the party into dispute. Let me conclude and reiterate that the membership of the UDP that I lead is open to organic. In that spirit, I further implore you, members of this chapter, to welcome and make comfortable those who want to join our great party. Our collective aim as members of the UDP must remain that of a united and democratic party in moving forward the political agenda we have for the development of the country. We must at all times remain unprovoked in the face of adversity, openness, and ensure we apply measured language and actions in response to interactions of a political nature that we may initiate or need to respond to. Politics is a game of numbers, and mobilization of numbers requires persuading and convincing people to join you based on the values you espouse. I urge you, as a new captain, to put the values, attributes, and behavioral traits that I have spoken about at the forefront of your work for a very strong and united UDP. Congratulations, thank you, and have a fruitful, productive Congress. Long live the Gambia, long live UDP, long live UDP UK chapter.
that was the message from the Secretary General of the UDP, or the party leader and the Secretary General of the UDP, explaining why he couldn't make it. We understand that because it's the nation, it's a national interest. It's all about national interest, and it's all about putting the nation first, putting people first. The party is about people, you know, but it's kind of preferences. He's a party leader at the same time as a foreign minister, so it can be a nation. Thank you very much, Mr. Dabo. Next on the agenda. Okay, well, we had lunch because timing is sold. So we move to goodwill messaging. Okay, we will come to that as well. But I will move forward to fast forward to unveiling of the UDP UK chapter. Yes. Yeah, we are going to the unveiling of the UDP UK chapter that will be presented by Yanko Dabo. These are people who are the current executive of the UDP UK chapter, but also we have among us also those of the all executives who are here to tender their resignation. Perhaps so Yankuba will go in details for all that. Thank you very much, Yankuba. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Konate. Good evening, Congress. Good evening, UDP. Good evening to the members of the High Table. Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Chief Guest of Honor, and the UDP local committee in Crawley. Thank you. It is a privilege and honor to be given the opportunity to unveil the UDP United Democratic Party's UK chapter's interim executive to the Congress today. These are the members who are going to be assigned with the task of representing the party in the UK, the interests of the party, as well as propagate the ideals of the United Democratic Party in the wider Gambian community in the United Kingdom. Now, I'm sure many may be wondering about the selection process, how we came to that conclusion. I will address that shortly, but before, I will firstly want to give a succinct recount of the history of the UDP UK chapter. And whilst I did, I also want to pay tribute to a special tribute to the pioneers of the chapter who formed the chapter in the UK, and their sacrifices, their efforts and contributions that led to this chapter where we are today. And their contribution not just to the chapter here, but the UDP main executive in the Gambia as well. So prior to the formation of the UDP UK chapter, we obviously had people who were UDP supporters and UDP members in the UK. And that probably started as way back as the early inception of the party itself in the Gambia, and that would be in 1996. These supporters continued to support the party many years thereafter. However, they were doing it individually until 2010, when notable supporters of the party who came together and started consulting among themselves to come up with the idea of forming a UDP chapter in the United Kingdom. Now, they consulted the party executive in the Gambia about the idea, and the executive were very much supportive of it, and that led to the formation of the chapter on the 27th of February 2010. So it's a chapter that's been here for more than 7 years now. And when the chapter was formed, on the 8th of May 2010, they released a press release which stated or set out their mission statement of the chapter, what it stands for and what were its aims and objectives. And I would read the press release that was issued on the 8th of May 2010, because that goes on to set out the background and the objectives and the aspirations of those pioneers who came up with the UDP chapter in the UK. It says the United Democratic Party UK is not-for-profit organization founded on the 27th of February 2010 as an affiliated body to the Gambia's main opposition party, United Democratic Party, by concerned citizens of the Gambia living in the United Kingdom, whose primary aim and objective is to help end the reign of tyranny, despotism in the beloved country, the Gambia, through lawful and peaceful democratic means and partnership with the local political opposition, help substitute it with a vibrant, democratic, responsive, accountable, transparent, and law-abiding government. A government that will be sensitive to the plight of the ordinary citizens and uphold the values of human dignity and the Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. They then went on to set out their aims and objectives. And they said the United Democratic Party UK intends to raise sufficient funds for the Gambia from within the Gambian community in the diaspora to help address the capacity issues, because in those days there were a lot of those issues, challenges that the UDP was facing in the Gambia. And this is confronting the party, thereby making it more competitive in the face of a wealthy incumbent. So we all know who we were dealing with at the time. And as the Janneh Commission proved now, Janneh was literally siphoning whatever was available in the coffers of our nation as his, and had to utilize it towards his own objectives. So that was not only what was happening at the time, is that Janneh prohibited opposition parties from receiving direct funding from overseas, from international bodies. Therefore, the opposition literally had no other means of getting funds, and therefore had to rely on their own members. And then what Janneh had also done is to impoverize Gambians in the Gambia, especially opposition and those supporting the United Democratic Party. Because if you're a UDP supporter or affiliated with UDP, if you're working in the government, you get a sack. And we all know the government in the Gambia is not just the biggest employer, but it is the only employer. So if you're not employed by the government, then where else would you be employed? So that was the challenges the UDP was facing at the time. So therefore, the objective of the chapter, those of us that are in the UK who are employed by the UK government that did not discriminate against us because we are UDP supporters, decided that whatever we earn, whatever we can, no matter how little it was, we can bring it together and then try to support the United Democratic Party in the Gambia. So the other objective was acquire enough campaign tools for the UDP. So that would be T-shirts, posters, among many other things, to create enough on-the-ground visibility for the party before the 2011 presidential elections. Help improve the party's political communication strategy, because we all know some of the challenges that the party faced at the time was having access to the media. There was some sort of self-sanctioning self-censorship was going on by the media. They don't want to engage the opposition because that could put them on the negative line to the authorities. And many of the media houses weren't willing to propagate or publish anything that will go on to propagate the ideals or the agendas of the United Democratic Party. So the Gambian diaspora thought that it was important for us in the diaspora to become the communication mechanism of the UDP. Not just to those of us in the diaspora, but those of us within the country. And that really helped in the last election with the WhatsApp forums that were created by many of those who were in the diaspora and who used those WhatsApp forums to be able to propagate messages of the opposition to the Gambian citizens in the rural areas who were deprived of that opportunity to hear their party's manifestos and agendas from the public media because of the censorship that was going on at the time. So, finance the party leaders' nationwide tours and public meetings. The UDP chapter in the UK had done a lot of that. They contributed a lot of money and sent a lot of money to UDP. They contributed a lot of funding to enable the party to be able to engage in countrywide tours, not just the leader, but they also assisted the women wing of the party in 2011 to enable them to be able to conduct a countrywide tour. And then they also helped strengthen the party's local structure nationwide and encourage more grassroots support and participation. And then to help fund the party's 2011 and 2012 parliamentary elections, parliamentary campaigns that happened in the Gambia. The UDP diaspora played an important role, indispensable role, in assisting the UDP in those very difficult times. And that's what makes this chapter very important, because it's been here for over 7 years. And together with our sister organizations or chapters in the US and other countries, we have sent the amount of money that we send to Gambia. It's very hard to put it in. But the UDP UK, the last time I checked, is over 20,000. And how was the chapter able to do this? They actively engage in fundraising. You know, there was a time when they would go door to door. They would knock on people's door because we accept the realities, the political realities of where we live in this country. That here it's difficult to hold a big political rally in the streets and expect everyone to come. So we did ask the opposition or political parties in the UK would do. We knocked on Gambian people in the community, the address of anybody that we know. We knocked on the door, and I think it was Mafuji, Lamin Dabo, Suntuture, Bamba Mas. They had this coin team pot. They went around houses and were asking people to donate whatever they can. Even as little as 1 p was sufficient for them. They were happy with it. And then not only were they raising funds, when the UDP leaders, when they suffer from arbitrary arrest and detention in the Gambia, what the UDP chapter would do, we would organize public manifestations, demonstrations at Downing Street, at the Gambian Embassy, Commonwealth, and many other places. One example was Femi Peters's arrest in 2010. The UDP diaspora organized a demonstration that took place at the Gambian Embassy, which was well attended. But also, the UDP diaspora engaged in a lot of other things. We engaged in lobbying, engaged with the British parliamentarians. We explained the plight of our people and our party's supporters, what they were going through in the Gambia. And sometimes people say these things don't make a difference, but they do, and I tell you, they really do. Because you know what? It is because of the pressure that we put on British politicians that yielded their resolve and their influence in Europe to force Europe to stop funding, to withhold the 81 or 80 something thousand euros, million euros that were destined for Gambia. So, and that deprived Yahya Jammeh a lot of revenue, a lot of income, because obviously that whole money wasn't going to benefit any single Gambian other than Yahya Jammeh. So the UDP had also been, the UDP UK chapter had also been instrumental in inspiring other chapters across Europe and also in America, where, and we have in our midst Mboj Sedikan, as you were told, who is now the acting or the interim chair of the UDP diaspora. But so after mentioning the efforts, the gallant efforts of the pioneers of the behind the UDP UK chapter, who had contributed tremendously towards the establishment of the foundation of the party in the UK, from those very difficult days, because those were very, very difficult days, it is indeed a privilege that I would want to reveal or unveil their names. And I crave your indulgence to give them a big round of applause, because indeed these people have done a lot for this party in bringing it to where we are today. And the first person I would call is Kanjura Kani. Kanjura is not here with us today. He's in the Gambia, but he played an important role in the formation of the UDP UK chapter. And the next person would be Siaka Jata. And the next person after that will be Bamba Serimas Adama. And the next person who is not here with us today would be Mr. Suntu Ture. After that, we have Mr. Suntu Dafe. And we have Mafuji Jame. And we have my landed brother, lawyer Lamin Dabo. And my humble self, James Now. Believe it or not, when we had our first meeting, it was just these people that were in that first Congress, I will say. And at that time, we all had one hope and one prayer that one day the UDP will be able to fill all these sides. And mashallah, we can praise and say alhamdulillah that today that dream and prayer has come to reality. Due to the size of the members at the time, we basically selected an executive out of the 6-7 people that were in attendance. And out of the 6-7 people, I believe it was 5 people who became the executive members, and 2 were non-portfolio executive members. So literally everyone else was an executive member. So we selected Kanjura Kanye, he was the chairman, and he remained the chairman until today. And then we had Siaka Jata as his deputy chairman. We had Suntu Dafe as the secretary. So he was doing most of the writings for us at the time. And we had Mafuji Jame as our treasurer, who was counting every penny that we were able to collect for the UDP. And we had Suntu Ture as our magnificent coordinator, and Bamba Mas was our eloquent spokesperson. So me and Lamin Dawu were just advisors to the executive at the time. But just like the prayer and the hope that we had, we also had another hope and prayer. And that is that one day, that executive body will be as big as 3 times more than what we had before. And I must say alhamdulillah, because the new executive that I will be unveiling will go on to attest to that fact, that we have now got 3 times more than the 6-member or 5-member executive that we had in 2020. Now, as I said, many of you may question, how did we conduct the selection process? To appreciate the way we did the selection is to also appreciate the history that I just recounted. That it was just a 6-member. 6 members, we didn't even bother to have a database because it would just be 6 people. And if we have to allow, because normally at this Congress, as our party leader said, democratic ideals and beliefs and ideals, those are what we should always try to adhere to and subscribe to. But the difficulty we had was, we didn't have a huge membership. And in any democratic system, in order for people to vote, they must be registered first. They must be franchised. We didn't have a database. And it was very difficult for us to be able to conduct election today, because obviously we didn't know that every one of you would turn up. And we didn't have any prior database to enable every one of you to vote. As a result of that, the only people who probably were franchised to vote are those who were part of the old executive. And that old executive now decided that we should choose people based on the little we know about them, about their love for this party and their love for their country and their community work. And we believe that these are the people who will help us to build a database of new members who are going to be franchised to be able to vote at the next Congress, so that those that want to be nominated for certain positions can put their names forward. That procedure, we are going to task the new interim executive to formulate that, to be able to brainstorm it and then set it forward for implementation at the next Congress or before the next Congress. So that's why registering and getting the membership card is very important, and providing your details is also important. The reason why we need to have a chapter, not only because we should raise funds and send it to the UDP, but also we have people who are UDP supporters in the UK, who whenever they go to Gambia, they tend to have a lot of problem having access to see some of the party leaders. And these are party leaders who are in government as well. And they're going to be, hopefully, in government come next election. So what we want, having an executive, is like a point of reference. They can corroborate your membership and your role and your support for the party. And if you have difficulty to see any member of the party in the Gambia, you can contact your executive, your local executive members in your chapter, and they should be able to liaise with the party executive or the body in the Gambia and be able to make that access easy for you. But not just that, the executive that we have selected, we want to task them with a lot more so that they franchise every one of us to be able to vote in the party leadership contest that would happen in the Gambia. And obviously, you all know that the Gambian diaspora is hoping to be franchised before the next election. That means every Gambian in our community in the UK is going to be very important and every one of their votes, as the party leader said, politics is numbers-sum game, numbers matters. So we need to be able to broaden our base. We need to be able to get more people, attract more people to join, so that tomorrow when that election comes, we can count on them to vote massively for the United Democratic Party from the UK. So that, and the only people who can be able to know who these people are, and you know, in the UK is happening. We all live in very remote communities. We are not like in the Gambia, all of us living in one big area or one big community. Here, everyone is busy as well. So you're going to need a party executive that is going to be able to be a lot more proactive, to engage our people, to remind them, to let them know that on so-and-so date is going to be an election or registration. You need to go at so-and-so place to be able to register. Otherwise, our people will not be able to know it. So all of that proves that it is quite imperative. It is important, very important, that we have a chapter that is able to do that and is able to communicate effectively with all the members or potential members that we have in the UK. Now, what I'm going to do next, because obviously I've explained the old executive, and I'm going to announce the new executive. So, but after I will be calling the members who are part of the new executive, and I would kindly ask them to come out so that we can see them and then we can be able to identify that tomorrow when they knock on our doors seeking funding or whatever support for the UDP, then we know that they are not 419ers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go straight on to unveil the new executive, and then thereafter you will find that there will be some people who are not going to be in the new executive, who were part of the old executive. Like, for example, as I said, the old executive, we have Anjura Kanji chairman, Siaka Jata deputy chair, Suntu Datne secretary, Afuji Jamme treasurer, Suntu Ture coordinator, Bamba Mas spokesperson. This is the executive until today. But after today, after this Congress, we are going to emerge with a new executive, which is a lot broader, a lot diverse, a lot gender balanced than the previous one. You will notice that the previous one were all men as well. And then they were probably all mandated as well. So when I call, so these are the new, the old executive or the current executive until now, or the soon to be old executive. Among them, unfortunately, we are going to be losing at least 3 of them. This is due to the fact that they have taken up employment that puts them in conflict with continuing activity or engaging in party activities or party duties. And these 3, there are 3 of them who are going to be leaving our executive body. And we're very sorry to see them go, but unfortunately we have to let them go. One of them is Siaka Jata. Siaka was the deputy chair, and he is going to be leaving the chapter's executive from henceforth. And the next person is Suntu Ture, our coordinator. He is also going to be leaving the executive. And then our eloquent spokesperson, Bamba Serimas, is also going to be leaving us. So when I unveil the new executive, I'm going to invite Bamba as the spokesperson of the old or soon to be old executive to give us a bit of a farewell speech, that which we hope will be a bit more inspiring and motivating. Just don't cry, Bamba. Okay. So that brings us to the new executive. We are excited about the new executive. We know that we can have a lot of Bamba Masses and Suntu Tures from these ladies and gentlemen that we have here. They're a lot more diverse and a lot more gender balanced. So squad that we have that are going to be helping steering this party for the next 12 months before the next Congress. And they're also going to be tasked with organizing the next Congress and where that will take place, which city. We might be back to Crawley because obviously we like the local organizing committee in Crawley. It's wonderful, isn't it nice coming back to Crawley? So the new chairman, unfortunately, remains the same chairman that we have today, and that is Mr. Kanjura Khan. As I said earlier, unfortunately, Kanjura is not with us today, but I know he is with us in spirit and in every other way that he is possibly here. So we have a new deputy chairman, and I would want him to stand up on that. He used to be our former secretary, and he is no other than Mr. Suntu Dafe. Dafe is our new deputy chairman of the new interim executive. And you would notice that the new interim executive, we also don't base it on just people who are notable or people who have been in the party for too long or so. Everyone, as the party leader said, even those that joined as early as latest as 19 July, have all made it into the executive. That shows that the UDP is indeed welcome. You know, and then you feel part of this party. Whenever you join the party, one thing I tell people who are part of UDP is own it. Make it yours. Don't see it as it belongs to someone else. It is your party. And if you can help it whatever way you can, please try to do that. So we have a new secretary, and his name is our able MC of the occasion, Mr. Lamin Konate. And unlike the old executives where you would have a person, just one person holding a portfolio with no assistant or anything, this time around we have a deputy for the secretary, and that is our deputy secretary, who is no other than Mr. Bakari Singate. And we have an assistant to both the secretary and the deputy, and that is no other than Mrs. Hadi Dabo. The next portfolio is the portfolio of coordinator of the party, someone who is going to be replacing Suntu Ture. So we have a new coordinator, and he is no other than the vibrant and the energetic, dynamic Yankuba Conte. And we have a deputy for Yankuba. This is my own sister who said, what can I do? I have no choice. I said, we are imposing it onto you. So you can regard us as dictators or tyrants. So, and that is no other than our sister Jojo Noor. And then we have an assistant coordinator to Yankuba and Jojo, and that is no other than the young, energetic Mari Barrow. So the next portfolio that we have after the coordinator portfolio is that of campaign manager and fundraiser. And then we have no other than our very energetic Koto K, Mr. Kemo Jallo. And then Kemo has a deputy, that is the deputy campaign manager and fundraiser. And that is no other than our Facebook warrior named Mariama Sibo or Mariama Manja. And then we have an assistant for both Mariama and Kemo, and she is the voice of the UDP, the online radio. What do they call it? UDP Generation Talk Show. Miss Jarai Sane. So the next portfolio after the campaign manager and fundraiser, we have the portfolio of mobilizer. So that position, we have Mr. Omar Koli as our mobilizer. Unfortunately, Omar could not be here, and then he sends his apologies for that. So I'll move on to the deputy to Omar's portfolio, and that is the deputy mobilizer, and that is no more than a very hard-working lady, Mrs. Fatu Sanya. Okay, I doubt if we're going to be able to find Fatu here. She's as busy as ever. Fatu Sanya Jobate, yeah. Fatu Sanya Jobate. And we have an assistant mobilizer to Fatu Sanya and Omar Koli, and that is no other than Mrs. Binta Bojang. So after that portfolio, we have the portfolio of treasurer. They are the people who are going to deal with the money, with every little penny that we have, make sure that that little penny is counted. And that position is going to be manned by a new treasurer by the name of Mr. Lamin Danso. Give him a round of applause. And Lamin is going to have a deputy, and his deputy is going to be no other than Mr. Babukar Diba. And we are going to also have an assistant treasurer to Lamini and Babukar, and that will be Mr. Bakari Yabo. So the next portfolio after that is the portfolio of auditor, the person who is going to make sure that the treasurers do their job perfectly and that none of our little pennies are misused or misappropriated. And that falls in the court of editor, Mr. Mafuji Jame. And the next portfolio, very important. Unfortunately, we don't have a deputy and an assistant Mafuji. We can count on him to do all of it on his own. So the next portfolio after that is the portfolio of PRO and spokesperson. These are very important. They're going to be the voice of the UDP. And the PRO position is manned by Mr. Pa Barrow. Unfortunately, Mr. Barrow could not attend today. And he sends his apology. And he's going to have a deputy, and that deputy, we all know him. He was on the stage not long ago, and that is no other than Mr. Sekou Sedili, commonly known as Honest Gambians. Now he's going to be the honest spokesperson for the UDP UK chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, these ladies and gentlemen are our new interim executive. Let's take a good look at them. And then I may ask them to have a seat. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, the next we are going to hear a farewell or a goodbye speech from Bamba Mas on behalf of the whole executive. And then after him, we will have Mr. Suntu Dafe, who is the new deputy chair, to speak on behalf of the new interim executive. Mr. Bamba Serim Mas Khadimur Rasool, diploma par excellence. Your Excellency. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. You can all see why I call him my brother. We have been a family. And it's that I'm leaving them, but I know and I'm confident that they can do it. United Democratic Party, there were days that were tough. But I stand before you today smiling. But I have a message. Remember, we used to be very critical of the APRC government. Now we are almost in charge because this is a transition period. Try to be very tolerant as members of the United Democratic Party. Allow the opposition to criticize you. That's the beauty of democracy. And make sure that you show the world and the Gambia that when you give us the mantle, the UDP, we will do better. I'm just less than 2 weeks at the Gambian embassy. And I can assure you, anybody that comes to the Gambian embassy, from the day I step my foot there, you are not going to spend more than 45 minutes, and anything that you come for will be done. Ladies and gentlemen, I must of course thank my colleagues, Yankuba Dabo. You know, the reason why I like Yankuba, Lamin, and all the others is because they never mention themselves and the sacrifice they've done for their country. Most of our Gambian brothers and sisters that have got status in this country, this young gentleman did a lot of sleepless nights to fight at the Home Office to get them papers to stay in this country. I must, of course, thank you so much, Yankuba, Mr. Lamin Dabo, and of course, I will do injustice to myself and to the UDP if I do not acknowledge the founding fathers of the United Democratic Party. Mr. Keba Damfa, uncle, is over there. These were the great men in those days. He happens to be Mr. Dabo's friend and colleague. They went to school together. And of course, I happened to see Koto Famara Ture. These are the unsung heroes. You always talk about Bamba Mas, Sundu Ture, Yankuba Dabo, but you have members of the United Democratic Party that were taken to the NIA and butchered, beaten up. Koto Famara Ture was one of them. He gave everything. And you never hear their names. You have my uncle, Member Silla. He is the only Jahanka that you would see walking in front of the soldiers and telling them we would die members of the UDP. Of course, we know the Jahankas to be very religious. They are not engaged into politics. But my uncle is different. He has given me so much inspiration. He was the only source of strength that I had. The whole family abandoned and everybody ran away. Sometimes I remember if I called the Gambia, I want to talk to somebody who would say, you know. But Alhamdulillah, today I am a very proud Gambian because I can see my family. There is a woman sitting out there smiling today. This is my brother's wife. Yankuba said I shouldn't cry. But you see that woman over there is Lieutenant Basiru Barrow's wife. I am very proud today
to stand before all of you to say, my brother is smiling in heaven. And all the men, you see, I saw another lady standing here who was selected as a member of the executive, is the daughter of Lamin Manja. These are great men. You have Ibrahima Solosane. You have Lamin Maro. These are people that I told the country. These are the people that I slept in bushes with. I remember my brother Muj Sedikan would be my witness at the Chamoy Bridge. Those were tough days. Very, very tough. Imagine confronting men with machetes that are as sharp as a razor blade, coming to attack you and ready to kill you. People say Jaranko Safol, Jaranko believe the Safola. I believe so. Yeah. Those days were days that one can stand today and recount. But United Democratic Party, as I take my journey to serve my country, I can count on you that UDP today is stronger than when we started. We will not let you down. We are carrying the flag of the party, and I can assure you, we would be your ambassadors. United Democratic Party would keep smiling. I thank you very much for giving me this floor. And please, I call upon all the opposition to always come to the embassy to see us and scrutinize us. Attack us if you like. Challenge us. Put us to test. Because as a United Democratic Party militant, we have always said that the APRC is not a good party. So when we go in, we want to show the Gambians why we accuse the APRC. And that we have to prove. I thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. I did tell you he is a diplomat par excellence. So my next guest will be the new deputy chair of the interim UDP UK chapter interim executive, Suntu Dafe. Give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you, Yakuba, for that kind introduction. Can I take this opportunity to thank all those who have served with me in the previous executive for their courage, tenacity, and great service to the UDP United Kingdom in the past 7 years. For those of you who have taken roles in the public service, I wish you all the best in your new endeavors. Myself and all other members of the newly formed executive have accepted with humility to serve the chapter and the party in this body. It is a new executive with new priorities, and we are proud to be part of it. As already explained, this interim executive is a transitional arrangement that is intended to last for 12 months. Within this period, we intend to undertake some structural reforms necessary to meet the demands of our growing membership, as well as adapting to the challenges and realities of New Gambia. We are excited and very much aware of our responsibilities, and I can assure you all that the new interim executive will strive hard to fulfill the trust and confidence bestowed on it, as well as meeting the overarching aspirations of the United Democratic Party. At all times, we shall be strong in purpose, steadfast in will, and resolute in action. Already, the United Democratic Party has confounded the enemies and outwitted many an opponent. But that is not only good enough if we are going all the way. That is only good enough if we are going all the way to achieve an elected UDP government
come 2021. In taking cognizance of that reality, I ask you all to join hands with this new interim executive to help reorganize and strengthen the chapter, as well as providing additional impetus to our great party. We brought so much hope with us here today. There is now a great deal of work to be done. Where there is misinformation, may we bring clarity. Where there is discord, may we bring harmony. Where there is polarization, may we bring unity. And where there is sectionalism and tribalism, may we bring one Gambia, one people. Long live the United Democratic Party, and God bless the Republic of the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Chair of the UDP UK Interim Executive Committee. I would just say that these are now the new interim executive of the UDP UK chapter, so they take in effect from now on. I just forgot to mention one important portfolio holder in the new interim executive, and that is our advisor to the executive, and that is no other than, you've heard him this morning giving you a perfect rendition of the UDP history, and that's no other than my Akumandem, Joey Gospel. Stand up for them to see you. Give him a round of applause. You know, he calls us the couple boys. Thank you so much, Joey. So we're going to have Joey Gospel, and he is basically the national or the main advisor to the new interim executive. So whenever they need help, Joey, they will be counting on you, and we hope you will help them. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody. That's my presentation. Thank you, Lam.
Thank you, Yakubu, for that brilliant unveiling of the new executive of the UDP UK chapter. And thank you, Sudu Dafe, for accepting the task and challenges and speaking on behalf of all of us. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on our program list we have goodwill messages from UDP militants all over. But as you know, we have had to skip some of those programs because time is not on our side. We will try if we got more. Okay, I think we can. Is it my grip? So all our times are because the only times because of. Okay, we will try and see whether we can play one or two goodwill messages from diaspora. One of them is Fabu Sane. He wanted to be here. He did his best to be here. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. But he said he is with us here spiritually, like many other UDP militants and supporters from America, Europe, even from Gambia. But we've selected a few because of time. So we'll try and see if we can play one or two of these felicitations. Thank you. Okay. Okay, we try to upload those videos. In the meantime, I have Kelly. All right. In the meantime, we have someone who is bidding for mayor candidacy in the local election. He's in the midst here. He's bidding for mayor candidates. Senator. He's Musa Jabe. He's so happy to be with us here. We want to hear from him. Just I'm giving him 5 minutes while I sort that video out. Thank you. Can we have silence, please?
Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters. It is a privilege and honor for me to be with the delegates today. As mentioned by the MC, I am not speaking for my aspiration for running as a mayor for the UDP ticket in KMC, but as an individual in my capacity for gracing such a special occasion of the United Democratic Party UK chapter. I think this was a privilege for my host town, which is Crawley, to be given the opportunity to host such an important event today. My name is Mr. Musa Jame. I am from Bakau and Alekunda. And as mentioned by the MC, that I've been asked by the people of Bakau to throw my heart on the UDP ticket for the mayoral that is coming to KMC. And again, as I said to people, UDP belongs to everyone. And I just came from the Gambia on a constituency tours. And what I said to everyone is, UDP have to look for a candidate who is vibrant, who understands the party, and who will take the party forward and make it winnable in the next 5 years. Again, I am speaking on behalf of all the aspirants of KMC area. Because as I mentioned before, this is a big challenge for all of us. And the diasporans, many people are saying we are not supporting anyone until UDP chooses. But what I want to assure you, we are part of the process. What we don't want is to happen to us is for UDP to choose somebody that we're going to influence and change when the person has been chosen. I urge everyone to scrutinize each and every candidate who is interested in running for the UDP ticket as mayor for KMC. One thing I can assure everyone, I as an individual will never contest as an independent candidate, and all what I will do is to support anybody that has been chosen by the United Democratic Party to fight for and the Democratic Party to go forward. Recently, we know we are faced with challenges. And if anybody is sitting here thinking that we are secured, I think we have a lot of work to do. I come from the Gambia recently, and I've told the municipality, UDP as a party is on a big threat. If I say it's on a big threat, I've listened and I've spoken to people. We are used against ourselves to fight against UDP. Because all these parties that are forming, if you look at the core people who are behind those parties, are ourselves. I have been approached by different people as an individual, brothers that we are all together fighting for United Democratic Party. So this is why I said we need to be careful. We have a very, very sensible leader. And I was privileged to meet him in Gambia. And he's been very honest, and he's been very clear that UDP belongs to all of us. And I urge all of you who are looking for this position to go and reach out to the people. I will not elect anyone. It is going to be the choice of the people, and this is why the diaspora is important to take part in the process. I'm not speaking here for people to favorize me. What I'm asking for is for us to look for a candidate who will deliver, and deliver for the United Democratic Party, for the municipality, and Banjul. So that the next 5 years, it will be an easy win for Uselu and then formulation of the party. I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, Musa, for your great speech. I want to take this opportunity to announce the presence of Siseba. Siseba, can you stand up? Siseba, she's been sent here from Tabisia. She's representing diaspora of UDP supporters from Tabisia. I want to say thank you for coming and presenting. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to show you a video, but unfortunately, the video is not well. But what I'll do is I'll just play. It's from our great supporter, Fabu Sane. I think the message is what. Yeah, I'll try to do it, but it's not. I'll do my best anyway. Thank you.
Really, it's not the only issue. The real problem lies. How ready are we to consolidate, to be invited to participate in this very important conference, which will undoubtedly help see a better future for not only our great party, but the Gambia and Gambians in general. For reasons beyond my control, I could not be with you. I am, however, humbled to be with you in spirit, and I am glad to share my little thoughts with you on this day. I have no doubt that this Congress will address pertinent issues. It's my belief that the content of my short address will be taken into consideration. Fellow comrades, I want us to understand that collectively we have won the war, but a greater battle remains ahead. Dislodging a brutal dictator and winning landslide in parliamentary elections both make us feel good, but winning is not the only issue. The real problem lies with maintaining victory. How ready are we to consolidate our election victory? The party has a long history of better managing conflict, but we all know post-election management, as in the case of the Gambia, is a lot harder. I want us to pause and ask ourselves, do we have a strategy to contain post-conflict problems? Our failure to identify post-conflict problems and deal with them will only cause colossal damage. I don't want us to see what happened in South Africa to repeat itself in the Gambia. Fellow distinguished Congress delegates, I want us to see this Congress as a soul-searching gathering aimed at identifying strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Since the party's success is tied to that of the Gambia, it behoves on us to double our efforts. The very people who gave us victory must not be left in cold. We need to reorganize and consolidate the already momentum we have gained. This is especially necessary at the grassroots level. Both the party leadership and its elected parliamentarians have great roles to play in this. Fellow comrades, whether we agree or not, the UDP's success or failure depends on its leadership. I trust, and I will always trust, our party's leadership as long as it sees us well. However, I want the leadership to have a strategy on anything that divides us. It's common for political parties to be mad in factual crisis. We have seen how this problem has disintegrated and weakened the governing African National Congress in South Africa. The ANC, the party of Nelson Mandela, is today reeling with political injuries. I want the leadership to think ahead of how to diffuse any separatist agenda as we salvation lies in unity. Fellow comrades, I want to think outside the box. As an important arm of the party, I want you to ponder over the future of the UDP. As the saying goes, future belongs to those who plan their future. Let's identify where the party's future lies. For instance, we need to know which voter demographic handed over victory to us. I also wish to salute Mr. Sheikh Sedindi, the man who has added value, meaning and flavor to the UDP. I admire Mr. Sedley's intellect, patriotism, and bravery to join the United Democratic Party. This is a great victory for the party. He passed himself to be an ambassador of the party, dissecting policy and political issues, understanding how the game. I want us to applaud Mr. Sedley for his selfless services to this nation. It's better than never. Succeedingly, you are in the right party. Whilst the likes of Mr. Sedley are busy defending the party, I think the party should have a clear strategy of addressing toxic messages aimed at sowing seeds of discord. We have seen how some people have been bent on doing their best to paint negative images of the UDP. I don't think it's wise to ignore this repeated negative propaganda. Let's remember that repeated messages end up taking over. Fellow comrades, I cannot conclude without touching on an issue that remains my obsession.
Thank you. Can we have some silence? Can you come in, because the next on the agenda is very important, because we're going to hear about the chairman of the diaspora addressing this Congress, and it is important all of you get seated, please. And can we have silence, please? Can we have everybody back in the hall, please? Can we get everybody back in the hall, please? Can we all get seated, please? The chairman of the diaspora, Mr. Moore, is about to give his speech. And it's important that we listen to the noise, because there will be no point somebody talking when we make a noise. Can we have silence, please, ladies and gentlemen? And please, can we encourage our colleagues to come in and take seats? The hall is still not quiet. Can we come back into the hall, please? Sit it. Sit it. Can we all get seated? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to invite the chairman of the diaspora, UDP, to come and give his keynote speech. Thank you very much.
In UDP, we always have something, and that is we pray a little. That's what we did here from the start of this meeting, and we cry a little. And I saw some people were crying here a while ago, but also we sing a little, and that's what we didn't do. So I would like to sing a little song for you that is going to take us to memory lane, and probably I will try to explain the reason behind that song. So probably you can sing with me here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we go. Ceuta, Gambian for Ceuta, eh, So, you know, if some of you can remember, I think this was just after the National Assembly elections. Hussein sang this song during the victory celebration in front of his compound. And there was a lot of kind of discussion about it. But it shows you how the Gambian people don't really, especially journalists, don't really do their research to find out the history of the United Democratic Party. Now, how does this song come about? You know, if some of you can remember, in 2000, we had a problem with the UDP, the APRC, the Green Boys, Baba Joe, and others in Passé. The entire delegation, comprising of almost the entire executive of the United Democratic Party, were on that tour. We were arrested in Passé and charged for murder. And we were brought in trucks to Banjul police station. And from the Banjul police station, on our way to the courthouse, we stood in the trucks and sang this song. So in essence, okay, November 10th, 2018 is going to be the Congress in Germany, and I hope all of us can try and be there. So to continue on this, so this is the rationale, or this is the day, this is the song that we sang on our way to the courthouse. And the calculation behind this song was that when Yaya Jammeh jailed Hussein, that will galvanize the Gambian people to vote him out. He didn't jail Hussein on that occasion, but eventually he jailed Hussein in 2016, and the song became valid. Eventually, the Gambian people rise up against him, and he was voted out. So I will challenge Baboyang and other journalists that there are a lot of history about UDP that you people can dig into and bring it to life for people, to know and probably value the party and our struggles more. You know, that is not the case, that's not been the case, but I would definitely urge everybody, especially the journalists, to go and do that. Before I go further, I would also like to, first of all, thank Mr. Goodwell. You have Gospel, if I pronounce it right? Gospel. You have brought in a lot of history in this hall here that a lot of people here, even some strong supporters of UDP, are not aware. So I want to definitely thank you. There is another lady here that I always like to mention her contribution. That is Aminata. Aminata also, before I address this gathering, I want to thank Aminata. You know, Aminata has done a marvelous job for UDP. You know, and I hope a lot of us can try and emulate Aminata. Aminata, I want to tell you thank you. And it's kind of very odd because Aminata's effort and that of this gentleman here, Simon, are kind of interlinked. Now, Simon explained a little bit, you know, his involvement with the Democratic Party, especially the UDP diaspora. Some of us are witness to that. When the going was really tough, you know, when Hussein and others were jailed, we put our heads together. He was one of the people who gave us direction when we wanted to sue the government, you know, and he helped us prepare some documents. And it was Amina's money, the money that Aminata raised in Germany, that we used to send those letters to where they were supposed to go. So there is a great link. Simon, I want to really, really thank you. You know, from the bottom of my heart, you've always been with us, and I hope you can continue with us. We will remain to be friends with you. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is with profound honor and pleasure for me to stand with you here as the chairman of the UDP Diaspora organization. I would first of all like to thank the organizers of this gathering, the first of its kind outside the Gambia in the history of the United Democratic Party. I would like to thank Lamin in particular. This gentleman has been working tirelessly. You know, I don't know. I just don't know, man. You really, really make me proud. Thank you very much. You know, thank you. Yeah. I mean, this is what genuine people do. You know, they stand up when the time is hot and to be counted. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I also want to thank the members of our sister organizations from various chapters, profoundly, more especially from Germany. I know we have some members here from Norway who are also with us here, and Austria is here. We want to thank you all for coming. And yeah, Mr. Chairman, as for the team of the gathering. Oh, yeah, we have some orders here also from Holland. Oh, okay. What is his name? Okay. Okay. I'm told that we have a gentleman here, Keba from Holland. Keba, thank you for coming. Mr. Chairman, as per the team of this gathering, you have to go a little back in history and time to answer the questions. What's next for the UDP? You see, there comes a time in the history of many nations when the sacrifice of salvation, you know, is spread on the shoulders of great men and women with integrity and honor to either stand up to the ideals of the nation or perish. And so it was with the United Democratic Party. Our country was in turmoil. There were cries from all over the country. The great men and women of our country put their heads together, and the United Democratic Party was born. And from its formation on November 23rd, 1996 to December 1st, 2016, I know everyone here can attest to the fact that the members of the United Democratic are the most persecuted political party in the history of that country. And I also believe that all of you can attest to the fact that no other political party can withstand what the United Democratic Party went through. Mr. Chairman, I would, with heavy heart, call on the names of some of the people that we've lost along the way, who have sacrificed the ultimate price, paid the ultimate price for us to have our freedom. Saja Kunjan Sane, Mr. Goswell mentioned her name. This was a very, very strong lady. She has done everything for the United Democratic Party. You have Lou Taylor. We have another gentleman, Kebute Jafune. Kebute Jafune, a lot of people will know him. He's a drummer. We used to go with him on our tours. You have Sidia Sanyang. A lot of people in this hall here might not know Sidia Sanyang. Sidia Sanyang is the first administrative secretary of the United Democratic Party. And of course, Singul Nyasi. Singul Nyasi is known to everybody. His sacrifice is next to none. We have Kanyi Bakani up till date. We don't know his fate. Of course, Lambarong, Solo Sandeng, Solo Kuruma, Ibrahim Sise. And of course, we have Lamin Manjak.
my heart is heavy when I saw his daughter with us here. These are just a few of just a few of the people that we've lost. May their soul rest in perfect peace. Mr. Chairman, there will be many narratives to the story of the United Democratic Party and the struggle to end the dictatorship in the Gambia. And also many events and instances that we can call as turning points in the history of our struggle. For example, people will say Fast Njagachoy was the turning point. Some will say April 14 and 16 was the turning point. But for some of us who has been in this struggle for quite a long time, the 2000 event in Basse was one of the turning points in my mind. For some of us who have been there, it has kind of left an indelible mark in our hearts. Because on that day, standing our grounds to a well-armed militia, who were ready to kind of eliminate the entire leadership of the United Democratic Party, was really a memorable day. And it kind of lay the foundations for against all confrontations and stand-up that ensue between the APRC and the United Democratic Party. Because had our convoy or the members of that convoy ran away, what would have happened was the entire leadership of the United Democratic Party would have been eliminated, and the aim was to kind of establish a one-party system in the Gambia. So you can see, in essence, if we didn't have that stand-up, confront the APRC on that particular day, you will not have fast, because it's kind of emboldened the UDP and kind of sent a signal to the government that, look, these are people who are not going to take any nonsense from you anymore. The United Democratic Party is built on the foundation of democracy, rule of law, and with emphasis on the right and freedom of assembly and association. It has always had its cherished tradition of unity, and respect, in the ranks. And that is why the party has been successful and tolerant throughout the years. I would urge all of us to strive and maintain that culture at all times and be very careful of dissent within the ranks of the party for whatever reason, as before many other political parties in power. The strength of our party lies in our diversity, and unity, not on the size of our party. Yes, we might be a bigger party, but without unity, we might not achieve what we want. So it is very, very important we maintain the unity that brings us where we are today. No one can be totally satisfied with what the party is doing or what the government can do, but we should always strive for dialogue to settle issues with openness and sincerity. I would say this, and I hope we all can take it, and that is, it is unacceptable for any true member of the United Democratic Party to kind of bring division within the United Party, both in the diaspora and at home. So let us guide against those kind of things. People will come and try to bring division between us. So we should always fight to avoid those kind of things. Because we will go together. We will confront those issues forcefully, and decisively with all the tools available to us. Because we cannot, stand and watch our 23 years of struggle and sacrifice go in vain. So this is a duty for every one of us to stand firmly to guide, and against those kind of actions. Let us try and confront them wherever we see them to make sure we maintain the culture of respect and unity within the party. Mr. Chairman, as you are all aware, the United Democratic Party is in a coalition government, which terms expires in 5 years. In order for us to deliver on the programs in our manifesto, I think we need to work diligently, as other speakers have mentioned here, and to elect a UDP government in the next presidential election. To achieve that, we must redouble our effort to consolidate our support base and open our arms to potential newcomers who are coming into partisan troubles. Because as other speakers have mentioned, in the game of one person, one vote, every vote is important. So let us be vigilant and engage people with respect at all times. Our gathering here today is kind of rededication to the cause and ideals that our comrade Solo Sandeng and others died for, that the entire executive of our party went to jail for. So we have to guide those ideals. So until we have all the basic tenets of a democratic society, upward mobility, and improved living condition of our people, let us all realize that our task is not complete. So basically, we have another mountain to climb. We also have to realize that going forward, the argument is not going to be what Yaya Jammeh has done. The table has turned now. We are in the chair. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is this. You cannot blame. Initially, you can stand on a platform and say whatever you want. Probably just say Yaya Jammeh kill one person here or jail somebody here and get a vote. Now you have kind of give policies that people can buy from you. The UDP, what we will have to encourage people, sell to people is what the UDP government can do for them. Social policies, economic policies, agricultural policies, educational policies, and so forth. So on that note is also very important for us here, all of us, as interests of the party, to improve ourselves at all times, because we are the future leaders of that country and the party in general. There is nobody who is going to kind of inherit UDP, but some of us in this hall here. So it's better prepare ourselves so that when the time comes for the leadership to hand the baton to us, we are well prepared. And we can only do that not by always posting Facebook, but probably try to people have died for this thing. This victory, very guardedly and jealously. UDP, Mr. Chairman, allow me to say a little bit. I just want to say a little bit about the UDP diaspora on which platform that I'm speaking today. Now, a lot of people don't know about the UDP diaspora organization. And the UDP diaspora organization is kind of a collection of various chapters. You have UDP chapters UK, and you have a UDP chapter in Germany now. You have a UDP chapter USA. So these various chapters come together to form what the UDP USA is. But how does the UDP chapter comes about? For example, the one here. On the leadership of our Honorable Lawyer Hussein Udabu, Party Leader and Secretary General, our executives realized earlier on in the struggle that the struggle to liberate Gambia from Yaya Jammeh is going to be a long struggle. It is going to be brutal. and it's going to require a lot of resources, both human and capital. So after a careful study of this situation, the executive later on decided that, after the 1997 parliamentary election, to kind of set up chapters in various cities around the world where you have a large concentration of Gambians. This would be for fundraising and membership drives. That was the reason why these chapters were formed. I think London came later, but it started from France, then the United States, and then UK. But as with all liberation struggle and organizations, some of the members or pioneers of these organizations, move on to do other things. But the organization live on, through the commitment and dedication of a few of us. Like some of these gentlemen you see here, and some of us are not here. We had our own shares of ups and downs. We sometimes were very, very low. Like Yankuba said, if you could imagine the entire UDP diaspora, sometimes when we have conference calls, it's probably not more than 10 people, both in the United States and the USA. We have, like I said, our ups and downs, agreements and disagreements, but through it all, we had this violent sense of commitment and belief that the Gambian people deserve a better government, and we should do everything to make sure that Gambia come out of the situation that it found itself in. Not by any means necessary, but through the democratic process as advocated for by the leadership of our party, and as the guiding principle of our party. Mr. Chairman, the UDP diaspora has since been, working with parent organizations on many issues. Young Stavo has mentioned what just probably that might just be the fraction of, what the UDP diaspora did, for the United Democratic, not so for the United, but for the Gambian, and for ourselves for that matter. But for the benefit of those who probably tend to downplay the efforts of the United a bit of what we did during the 2016 presidential elections. Now, when Solo Sandeng was killed on April 14th, and the entire executive of the United Democratic Party was jailed, this was a very trying time, not only for the United Democratic Party, but for the entire Gambian population, for everybody living Gambian who will mean well for Gambia. But for us in the United Democratic Party, UDP diaspora, it has been great sadness and confusion, but also a period of great commitment and dedication to the cause. Aside from raising funds for the coalition and all those things, we launched a massive grassroots campaign. We put our heads together, form of media committee comprising of Bambamas. Bamba is there. You have Karamba Ture, Bambamas, Lamin Tunkara, Fabu, Sane, Suntu Ture, and many others. These were the people who were in that media team. So we tasked them basically to organize and set up these WhatsApp groups through which we can send information, campaign materials directly to the voters on the ground in the Gambia. This was a kind of a 24-hour thing. Like I think who was mentioning, when he wake up in the morning, the first thing he will ask was, what is Bamba saying today? So we did that. But not only that, we also divided ourselves into groups according to the regions that we came from.
For example, it was myself, Bamba, and Fabu Sane. We all from LRR. I'm from Jara. Bamba is from Jara. Fabu is from Kia. And we are responsible for LRR. While Lamin Tunkara is not here with us, Mai Sise is not here with us, and the others were responsible, like Ibrahim Adibo were responsible for Pariku. And Alaj Siaka Jata, Yaya Dabo, and others, CRR, Mafuji Jame, and others in Nyomi, Ibrahim Kamara, and Karim Ture were in URR, and so on and so forth. In the case of LRR, what we did was to raise some funds and engage in a massive water replacement program. Because what we realized was that a lot of people have lost their vote 5 years. Some of our folks in our country, they don't tend to know where they hide their voter cards. So during the election time, you go to them, they will pretend that they have their cards, but lo and behold, they don't. So what we did was we launched a massive campaign, door to door, try to ask people who have lost their cards, raise funds to replace those cards for them. And in the case of LRR, we replaced thousands of voters' cards that would have gone uncasted. And obviously, replacing those cards increases the chance of the coalition in LRR. And the same method was replicated in various parts of the country. So, but we didn't stop there. We even went further. There's another trend in government politics. Majority of the people tend to, those in numbers, tend to register in their places of origin. So what we did was, and when you realize that also, most of the time these people find it very hard to go to their places of origin to vote. So what we did was we tried and arrange vehicles to transport these people to go and vote. So this was another way of increasing the votes for the coalition. As if that is not enough, another thing that we engaged in was almost all the polling agents. We provided funds for all the polling agents. I think the list that we gave was probably $250 for probably the entire, not the entire country, but majority of the polling agents in the country. We gave them funds so that they can buy phone cards and they can buy food, that you don't have to go out to look for food, and you can have easy communication, with the folks too. So all these are things that helps the coalition, and this is not only LRR. In the case of LRR, we spent close to $1 million, in that effort. This is one of some of the things that the United Democratic Party does for UDP diaspora did, for the coalition, that a lot of people are not aware of. So it is very important we maintain these structures and this kind of organization for the future of the party. Now, there is a lot of noise as to whether this government is a UDP-led government or not. But one thing is very clear, it's a UDP majority-led government, kind of. And so what we need to also realize is the failure and the progress of the government will weigh heavily on us. So we need to stand firm, as Jaimane would say, to defend this government from the ground to planet Mars, no matter what. Yeah, so before I close, Mr. Chairman, I would also like to thank those Gambians and non-Gambians alike who stood with us, the United Democratic Party, or who stood with the Gambia during those difficult hours in the struggle. Somebody mentioned here social media. There is a lot of back and forth in the social media between what we call CDL and DSS. So yeah, sometimes it's very funny. It's sometimes fun, but at times it descends into the ugly, which we should all try to avoid, because at the end of the day, Gambian people are the same. The Gambia belongs to every one of us, and it is one Gambia, one people, one nation. The UDP is a very diverse party, and UDP doesn't know who is a Mandinka, Wolof, or whatever, Christian or Muslim. What we believe in and care about is the Gambian agenda, and how to uplift the life of the Gambian people. So UDP, that's what we stood for, and that's what we stand for. The UDP diaspora is not in any competition with any organization and or individuals. We are not that cast-stomping type of organization that will say, yeah, this is what we did, this is what we did. We definitely would want the records to speak for themselves. To my comrade in this struggle, especially the UDP diaspora, both here in this room and those who are not here with us, we've stuck together through thick and thin until this battle was won. I'm very, very proud to call you comrades and brothers, the most committed people on the planet Earth. I call you best friends. And through it all, you did it not for fame or name. There are some people in this room here who has never even heard of me. That is how we are. We like to operate that way because we did it not for anybody or any individual, but for Gambia. I will not close without thanking the women in this room. I have a message from Ajam Seka, the Deputy Secretary General of the party. She wants me to tell you to thank you from the bottom of her heart and the entire women wing of the United Democratic Party. She asked me to tell you that she is very, very proud of you people, and she asked me to tell you to please, please keep it up. So I want to once again thank everybody for leaving their time and attending this, and definitely UDP UK, I'm very, very proud of you. And all of you here, let's spread the word and form as many chapters as we can. We want the United Democratic Party to be in government for the next 100 years. And thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have had great time here, listening to all our great speakers here. I'm sure it has been an insightful gathering. This is the way forward, exchanging ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to wrap up things. But I want to announce that please stay here until the two coaches will be arriving. Those of you who are driving, you can go. We have big dinner for you at Madimbaho Community Center. That's where you will see the other side of the program. Nothing has been sold yet. When you enter that hall, you will see we are keeping something secret. It's going to be a big surprise for all of you. And very soon, by 7 o'clock, the coaches will arrive. But before we go, can I get Mr. Selector to give us 1 or 2 tracks to get our ladies warmed up? But please, we are asking all of you to please attend the dinner. The dinner is an integral part of the whole Congress. We got lots to show you there. And listen, we're going to go again live. We're going to go on the social media. We're going to go on the theaters. It's important that you all stay and go in the coach. We're going to go in the coach, and the coach will bring you back to the train station here. So you're not losing out. Can you, it's very important, what's the postcode again? When I tell you the postcode for the community hall, very soon I'm gonna get you. RH10. I want to give you the postcode for the community. RH10 7R for Romeo, A for Alpha. RH10 7R for Romeo, A for Alpha. Thank you, Mr. Selector. Okay, all right. Right, sorry, we have to start preparing ourselves to leave. Because the coaches will arrive in any minute from now. The coaches will arrive any minute from now. The coaches will arrive any minute from now for transportation from here to Middle Park. Like I said, if you are driving and you need a postcode, it's RH10 7RA. R for Romeo, A for Alpha. RH10 7RA, Harvest Road, Middle Park Community Center. Thank you.
Hello, go. Say interview can only 10 minutes. Oh, 12 minutes. Boy, can you close la bang at in a door interview? You don't pare la sign, that is more better. That's you back UDP la back out candidate for the mayor. Okay, what's the